With every brushstroke and burst of color, Turkish-born artist Lea Gul reveals her inner world and the curves of her life's journey. Now living in Jerusalem for the past 3 years, Lea is showcasing her prolific work for the first time in Israel at Tel Aviv's Zoa House.
Actually, that's one of the first pieces of this collection, which I made in Turkey. It came out in a very difficult times of my life. So it was a point like, before life and death, and just trying to get out of that pit.
Lea was born and raised as a Muslim in Istanbul and even comes from a noble family dating back to a major shift in Turkey's history in the 15th century.
My mother's side is coming from Karamanlis family, which we have on paper that 12 generation back it's written. So I raised with those stories. The beginning of the Republic, how my grandfather was a commander of one of the castles, so he fought with Atatürk.
Lea went to school with Jews and always felt a connection, but couldn't put her finger on it at the time until she faced a turning point in life.
At year 2000, I had a very big car crash. We were going with a group of friends to an amazing opening, and a very big truck hit from my side. We turned, I don't know how many times, and we came out alive from that car, which was, after all, I thought it was a miracle. So after a while, I started to think, why didn't I die? I should have died from that accident. That question leads me to some spiritual question.
And she found the answers to her spiritual questions in the Torah.
And one day when I was in Amsterdam and Frank's house, something I felt very strong. So at the exit to the guest book, I wrote it, I have decided to convert.
And in 2005, Lea became an Orthodox Jew after going through a challenging conversion process.
When you believe in something very strongly, doors open wide open with God's help.
A process depicted in her exhibition called Unmasked Before the Forces of Creation.
The name is creation also of the painting. I was so affected and deeply, and every time I read the first book of Torah, the Bereshit, it's again, I do another painting in my head. It's a fight of Esav and Yaakov's fight, like struggling with the good and bad inside. It's what we experience. Each of us has good and bad inside. And every day when we open our eyes to the new day, that good and the bad borns again with us.
Lea, who was also a successful artist in Turkey, immediately caught the eye of well-known curator Galit Zimbalist, who was blown away at first sight.
It was like escaping to a different reality. The door was opened. I saw a beautiful lady, very delicate. Her eyes were so gentle, you could see through her soul. It was like she was pulling me into a mystical world that wasn't familiar to me.
A mystical world depicted with layers of colors and secret messages immortalized on the canvas. In Tel Aviv, Emily Francis, I-24 News.